So that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and roll right on into B.T.L.R. That's Brayhawk Tech Live Report, our semi... No, we're not doing that again. Ever.
All right. Hi. So for those of you that know me from the past that might be able to see this, let's play a game of catch up. And for those of you that might be stumbling upon this somehow, let me give you some context, okay? So I've been bumping around on YouTube since around 2008, right? So I started with some random vlogs, some random stupid little skits. You know, I was, what can I say? I was young, right? Well, about 2012, I decided I want to be a tech YouTube channel and set out to do just that. I started by reviewing the computers and the gadgets and stuff that I had, and eventually I ended up taking some questionable influence from a questionable personality and started doing live streams all the time, like almost every day. There was the Brayhawk Tech Live Report, or B.T.L.R. There was the Brayhawk Tech Live Chat, which was a weekly Google Hangout with some friends of mine and I. Overall, it was a good time. But as time went on, I learned that it was kind of a practice in the definition of insanity, you know, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Now, I will say that one good thing that came out of those years is I met my wife. I married her, so I can't be too disparaging of it. I'm glad about that. I don't regret it at all. But like I said, as time went on, it became kind of a practice in the definition of insanity, very repetitive. And I kind of went off and on with it from about 2015 till around the end of 2016, and petered off for a little bit, and then came back around 2019, 2020. Well, by that point, my friends had kind of moved on to other interests, and it just wasn't the same. And before I knew it, about April of 2020, I had all of my interest in it had pretty much tanked. And I just kind of walked away from it quietly and let this channel go dormant. Set all those videos to private, walked away, moved on to other things, focused on my family and stuff, right? Well, about 2021, I revisited another old passion of mine. You know, something that has been in the background of my life since around 2002. You want to take a wild guess what that was? Go ahead. I'll give you one good guess. Take your time. I'll wait. Well, if you said mountain biking, or if that's what you guessed, well, and that's certainly what I hoped you guessed, then you guessed right. And it's about 2021, I kind of got back into it after not having done it for a few years, and started really riding hard again up in these trails, especially up here in Northwoods, which is right outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Ooh. And still had no desire at all to bring it to YouTube. My attitude at the time was that I had nothing to prove to anybody. I do this for me, my own mental health. I know what kind of a rider I am. I just didn't want to be judged, you know? I still don't. But recently, some things have changed. Starting with, here about a month or so ago, my wife, Michelle, she went through some bad health issues, which I'll let her tell you all about that. She's got a video up on her channel, and I'll give you all her channel link down in the description of this one. where she's mainly operating hers at now. But during the recovery process, she really got motivated to get healthier, get more active, and I supported it 100%. And we ended up getting her a little scooter commuter e-bike so that we could spend some more time together. She could spend some time with me doing some things that I loved, getting into it, and so far it's worked out swimmingly. She's loved it. And every time I'm off, we try to make it a point to go out on some greenways together or go explore some new places, much like what you saw, if you saw it, on her channel here a few days ago, where we went and rode the big dam bridge up in Little Rock. So it was sort of the stuff leading up to that trip is what kind of put us where we're at now. Because Michelle, she wanted to document all the fun that we were having, and she wanted to get back into vlogs again, and I supported that. But before I knew it, that bug was kind of wearing off on me too. It was sort of like an infection, you know. I thought, you know, this isn't too bad of an idea. And we had already invested in a couple of GoPros together so that we could do our adventures together over on her channel. And the more I thought about it, the more I kind of missed actually putting videos together and sharing what we were doing with our online friends and our real life friends that happen to watch our videos. I kind of missed it. So after I gave it some thought, I decided, you know, I think I'm going to go back. Except I am certainly not, by any means, going to be doing the same thing that I was doing a few years ago. Once again, the definition of insanity. So I rebranded. I'm Brandon and I'm rebranding. Try saying that 3 times fast. Good Lord. Spent some time the other day re-artworking the channel and put some mountain biking stuff on there because that's what I want to do. I want to share with y'all the adventures that we're doing, the activities that we're doing. But this time, personally, I've got some goals in mind. 3 main goals, as a matter of fact. One, just to share the overall experience of these mountain biking trips. I don't necessarily want to get into the reviewing and criticizing what's out there these days. I don't, you know, reviewing products and crap like that. I really don't want to do that. Instead, I just want to get you all out here on the trails with me and share some stories with you, share some experiences with you. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is elaborate on how good this can be. Am I going to make this turn? No, I'm not. Reset. I want to elaborate and share just how good it is, stuff like this is for the mental health. I once heard somebody that I follow on YouTube, a new guy that I sort of take influence from every once in a while to a certain extent. I heard him say that people are medicating their way out of problems that they could be pedaling into submission. And when I heard that, man, that line really stuck with me. That was a few years ago, and it hasn't left my brain. Because he's right. What I was doing before with the Redefining Live report, ultimately it ended up becoming stressful and bad for my mental health. This is not stressful. In fact, it's de-stressing and good for the mental health. So which direction do you think would be the best way to go? And I want to share that because the next goal is if I can motivate at least 1 or 2 people to get out and try this. 1 or 2 people. That's it. And that'll make this whole endeavor worth it. I don't care how many views I get. I don't care what the algorithm does to me. I just want to make a connection with like-minded folks, regular mountain bikers. I'm not a pro. I'm not interested in being a pro. I just want to get out here, have fun, make it a good outlet. Because God knows that with everything going on in the world lately, we need a good outlet. I'm here to tell you, this is a good way to do it. You know, I think back to the times where I was doing the B.T.L.R Live report, and a good friend of mine that I haven't spoken to in a while, I remember they said to me, "Is like, Brandon, be careful what you're doing." He goes, "Tech videos, they have a really limited shelf life. Yeah, you can do one, and then by 3 days later, maybe as long as a week later, they're irrelevant." I didn't really listen at the time, but boy, was he right. This, however, I personally believe that regardless of how you do it, what you decide to ride, this has a really good long shelf life, and it's sustainable. So I like it. So I want to try this. So, henceforth, rest in peace, B.T.L.R, the B.T.L.R Live report. Maybe you'll be missed, I don't know. But long live B.T.L.R, Beyond the Last Ride. That's what this channel is known as now, quote unquote, known as now. And I chose that name, Beyond the Last Ride. Well, one, I wanted to use those initials again, B.T.L.R, in the spirit and the sort of homage to what I had done before. So that's what I came up with. But it's a metaphor for meaning that every ride that we take should be better than the last. Beyond the last ride. I like that. After giving it some thought, it really stuck with me. So what you're gonna see going forward on Beyond the Last Ride, B.T.L.R, again, sharing these little adventures with you, sharing trails, discussing the positive effects on mental health and the effects that it can have on de-stressing your body. That's what I want to do. I want to share some experiences with you, as a matter of fact, and some stories. I got a couple of good stories already lined up. Michelle actually suggested that. Get on a good trail, feature it, and while you're on it, tell a good story. And believe you me, I've got a couple that I never did share on YouTube or elsewhere. Well, that's about to change. Michelle and I, we've got some trips planned up because we want to travel as my job permits. In fact, here in about a week or so, I want to say it's in about 8 or 9 days. Whoa, almost bit it on that one. In about 8 or 9 days, we're going up to Bentonville. Bentonville, for those that don't know or not familiar, it's in Arkansas, of course, up towards northwest Arkansas. And it's been kind of lauded as the quote unquote mountain biking capital of the world. Now, I've got mixed feelings on whether or not that title is earned, but we'll see. It does look fun from what I've seen online. It looks like a ton of fun. And every time I watch a video on it, I'm always bugging the wife. I want to go. I want to go. And finally, she's got this thing where she really can't say no to me. She's like, okay, we're going. Get ready. And I said, yay. So here in about a week, that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, the next time you see me, that's probably going to be exactly where we're at. More about Bentonville, again, for those that are unfamiliar, there's a whole mountain biking infrastructure that was built up there by a couple of the heirs to the throne of the Walmart empire, Sam Walton's kids. They invested something around $73 million, some ungodly amount of millions and millions of dollars into the Bentonville infrastructure and just making it one of the best havens to go mountain biking. So say what you will about Walmart. In fact, I gotta be careful what I say these days, but I gotta respect that. More about Walmart later. So that should be the next upcoming adventure. I hope those of you that have known me for a while, you want to stick with me through this and see what we do. Maybe share some stories together. For those of you that may or may not, if the YouTube algorithm blesses me with a bone and throws a stranger my way, if you happen to find this, I hope you decide to stick around and maybe make a connection. Like I said, I'm not a pro with this. I've never raced. I'm just a regular guy that really likes a mountain bike. And there's got to be more folks like that out there somewhere. We just want to make a connection. So, I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Actually, you know what? I just stumbled all over myself because I never did figure out a good way to sign off on these videos. I can't do it the way I used to because it's not appropriate, or it doesn't fit, I mean. And the whole don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe thing that you hear on almost every single video, that always kind of annoyed me. I wanted to do something different. However, that being said, in all seriousness, doing one of those things, now I'm not really going to pay much attention to making partner or anything like that, or defeating the YouTube algorithm. But doing one of those things, at the very least, lets me know you were here, and I really, really do appreciate that. Whether you know me from the past, or you're just a person just now discovering this channel. So yeah, at least please do one of those things and just let me know you were here. I would really appreciate it. So speaking of appreciation, regardless if you're an acquaintance or not, I really do appreciate you joining me on this ride today. And I hope that I get to see you on the future rides. You know what? That doesn't sound too bad. I think I'm going to polish it up and go with that. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, just some quick bonus footage before I finish wrapping this up and putting this together. Going back to that remark I made, that friend of mine that warned me about video irrelevancy, or content irrelevancy. I just wanted to ask, how can this ever not be relevant? How is this not better than a bunch of blabbering and a bunch of hand-wringing over the latest iPhone 17 Pro Maxi Pad Plus ×2? You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. Just a thought.